1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you all hear me? If anyone's on. Do we have anybody? If you can put your name in the chat list, let me know you're on. If anyone's around, can see me, just give me the thumbs up. I'll wait for some people to come in. Do we have anybody watching? 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 I'm sure you can all hear me now. If there's anybody coming on YouTube, we've got a couple of minutes before we start. Oh, Nigel Roscoe, good evening, good afternoon, Nigel. Trust you well. I'm just waiting for a few others to join in, and then we're going to go live with 145 Alive. It's being recorded, so no derogatory comments, and it's also being monitored as well. So I'll wait for a few more people to call in, and we'll go to 145-525. And for the next 2 hours, we'll see how many people we can get on. So welcome to the shack. I'm not going to give you a tour, but I'll hang fire back. 1 or 2 little items in the shack. I'm just waiting for Bill to come on. Don't know who else is there. Right, so Bill's on YouTube. It's now 1 o'clock. A very good afternoon to each and everybody on the channel. This is Neil Mike 6 November Alpha Echo, and I'm from Stockport Radio Society in North West Manchester. And I'll be doing 145 live for the next 2 hours on 145.525. So if you're in the Manchester area or surroundings, if you'd like to come on board, and you've got yourself a amateur radio radio, go on to 145.525 and come and join in the net on behalf of Stockport Radio Society Club channel. Without further ado, let's get on with it. Let's see if there's anybody there waiting for me. This is Mike 6 November Alpha Echo calling any operators for the 145 Alive event. Mike 6 November Alpha Echo. M6NAE. Very good afternoon, Gordon. You are now live on YouTube. We are live. Thank you for calling into the 145 Alive net. Do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon? G0RXA. Nigel, very good afternoon, Nigel. Thank you for coming on board for the 145 Alive. Do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon? M0SAB. Thank you very much, Tony. Your appreciation is greatly appreciated. Any more check-ins, please? I think that was M7RJL. Ron, good afternoon, Ron. Trust you well. Any more check-ins, please? Nothing heard. So a very good afternoon, and thank you for all taking part in 145 Alive. And with that, I'm going to go to Gordon M0LAR in the group.
Don't know whether anybody else can hear me or not, because I'm only transmitting on 5 watts. But I'll get a readout for a few people. That would be great, because I'm still I'm 10 or a bit
M0 LAR, Mike 6, member off record returning. Thank you for calling in, Gordon. Yeah, I've got you there. You're on low power. I am getting you, no problem at all. Today's activity is to get people talking on the radio on the bands. 145 is very hardly used throughout the day, and it's trying to get people talking, not just the 5 and 9. Have a few conversations, get the microphone passing round, getting some newcomers to come on board as well, who are a little bit mic shy. So that's what 145 Alive is about. And with that, I will go to Nigel G0RXA in the group.
G0RXA. Good afternoon, everybody. Please excuse me. Oh, I just turned this microphone down. I've got you coming through about 3 different speakers at the moment. Oh, now it's me. But anyway, good afternoon, everybody. Name is Nigel. Probably you all know that. 5 and 7 as far as I'm concerned there, Gordon. Crashing signal and 5 and 9 deal. Crashing signal. Good to see you on YouTube as well. Back to you, G0RXA.
G0RXA, Mike 6, November off record. It's something different. We just thought we'd try the channel, try and get some interest. We've got 6 people on now watching. If you are watching on YouTube, please put in who you are and where you're from. Round to Tony, M0SAB in the group.
Yeah, Gordon, loud and clear, 5 and 7, Nigel 5 and 7. To get the signal to them, it's where you can hear it, you can hear what that is saying, and it's not sharp. My tune here, let me say M6NAE from M0SAB in the group.
M0SAB, M6NAE returning, and with that, I'm going to go to Ron, M7RJL in the group. I got a little bit of that wrong. I don't know if it's your location, but you were very, very weak. We'll try again on you next over. This is Mike 6, November Alpha Echo for the 145 Alive event. Do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon? Nothing good. Later on, you can all go back onto YouTube and listen to this, and you can see what your audio's like coming through. It's all being recorded. A very good afternoon to John M7CP2 who's watching via YouTube. And with that, I'll go back to Gordon, M0LAR in the group. M0LAR, M6NAE return. Just going to take a pause for a second. Is Bill on there? M0WBS. M0WBS. Thank you for calling in, Bill. I've got you in the log. I can come back to you at a later date. But you're very good signal with me. You're good solid 5 and 9. I'll just give you the running order of the people who's on at the moment. You've got Gordon M0LAR, Nigel G0RXA, Tony M0SAV, Ron M7RJL, and then your good self. Do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon for the 145 Alive event? Nothing good. Round to Nigel G0RXA.
Ron was a bit weak, but he was topical here. That's no problem at all. Single strength 5, but visibility about 2 or 3. But he was no problem at all to actually. But all good to everybody else, and YouTube as well, which can be best. Don't know. I mean, you can probably tell how many people are viewing. If there's any more viewing than what there are here, so hopefully there'll be a few knocking around. I put a few adverts out on the old Twitter stroke X or something like that this morning, so hopefully there'll be a few people tuning in. It looks like you've been having a tidy up there as well, by the looks of it, Neil. The old duster out this morning, G0,
Unfortunately, Nigel, no. This is how it always is. The shows are like this. I just keep them lighting so it's nice and neat and tidy. Very good afternoon to Phil. Phil's on YouTube. We've got 7 people at the moment, but it's early doors. It is early doors, and it's getting people talking. So if anyone's making anything, or they're going to make something soon, or you bought any equipment, now's the time to talk about it. Thinking of making myself a 6-meter vertical antenna. I might have a play with that. Might be a club project. So with that, I'm going to go to Tony M0SAB in the group.
The only problem is it won't fit on my system. It won't fit on my arm on the strap kit. So I might have to change the strap dish and arm. It's quite a lot cheaper actually for the base because of the LFP. So I can't put it away. Worthwhile, we'll get it in, it'll fit on the club kit, we'll get it on there and check it, see if it's any better than what the other antenna is already on there. Thank you, Neil. Everyone finds with the relative quiet, but this people are done, so possibly next time as well. Thank you, Neil.
M0SAB, Mike 6 November, Africa returning. Do we have any more check-ins, please, for the 145 Alive event? M0JYP. Thank you very much, Keith. We'll come back to you shortly. Round to Ron, M7RJL in the group. Still very weak with me, but I can get you, Ron. I'm just about hearing you. And I'll skip Bill out. Bill will come back to me when he wants to call in. I'm sure he will. And I'll go straight round to Keith, M0JYP.
I've heard Tony and I've heard Ron. Ron's pretty strong to me. Tony's very strong to me. And you are 5 and 9, Neil. Back to you.
Thank you for those kind reports. Everyone's a good signal on here. It just could just be the location of where you are. YouTube, there's quite a few people on YouTube as well. So if you would like to go back and hear yourself on YouTube, you can at a later date. Ian's just joined on YouTube by his Papa Alpha 0 RNH call sign. So yeah, it's all about getting people talking. So do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon? Nothing heard. Round to Gordon, M0LAR in the group.
Anyway, yeah, but I've always on YouTube, and is it possible, do you think, to some of the other stations, put in a small setting, listen to the frequencies? We're all over multiple Friday, lots of people. What are your thoughts on that? Can we listen to other stations as well? Zero LAL.
M0 LAR, M6NAE return. Yes, you can go onto the web SDR at Hat Green, and you can listen through your PC or go onto G0 XBU, I think it is, and that's another SDR. And you can listen via your PC as that one as well. I'm just wondering, for the people who was at SRS I go to years ago, I'm sure everyone will remember this. We made a 6-meter antenna. Have we still got the diagrams for that build that some people done? I think it was with Bernard. Stephen was in it, wasn't he? M0, I forget his call sign. There was a few people, Tony will remember. I'll pass it around to Tony, M0 SAB.
I bought a balance of views for the TV. When I got that one, I thought, the plastic bit where the two arms go into it, so you can actually get a decent collapse connection on it rather than open and have it just sort of be out of the country or something. So, but it's quite easy to do. And you can get all of some an old antenna, one of the old TV antennas, that's the easy built. They're not far off tune for that down there, so it's decent stuff. You go around some of the old buildings, the old houses, the old X or H area, that's a pretty good place there, you can have it. Back to you, Neil, M0 SAB, back to you.
M0 SAB, Mike 6 November Alpha Echo returning. Yeah, I found a 6-meter dipole on that famous auction site for £28.99, and it's from No Can Do. So I might give that a little bit of a whirl and just put it up, see what the quality of all is. And with that, I'll go to Ron, M7RJL in the group. That's the thing, Ron, isn't it? It's putting it in the air, but the thing is, at the moment, you don't want to start messing with ladders there. It's been a tad blowy to start getting ladders out. Maybe at a later date get a V2000, but the prices of the antennas have just gone absolutely outgone. They've gone mad, the prices on antennas. And with that, I'll go around to Keith, M0JYP in the group.
Good evening to everybody. Good evening, I should say good afternoon to everybody. I've heard Tony, I've heard Ron, I've heard Gordon and yourself, Neil, so far. Yeah, V2000, it has got a bit expensive. I've had one up in the air for 7 years on my chimney. I'm speaking on it now. It's a cracking antenna. But we were talking about this the other night or the other day on one of the nets, and people were asking, about putting them in the air. I have mine strapped on the chimney rather than bracketed, and a bit like a TV aerial has a strap right around the chimney. That's why my V2000 is, and it survived 7 winters, and even these high winds we've had this year, it's not moved. Whereas a bracket, I would think, would put more strain and probably end up a bit like Alan had a problem when it comes out of the brickwork. But I find strapping it, if that's any advice to anybody, if you're putting it on a chimney, makes a big difference. Back to you, Neil.
M0JYP, M6NAE between it. I would love to put it on a chimney keep, but I haven't got one, unfortunately, so it's going to have to go on a pole. The thing is with the V2000, does the 6 metre part where it's got the grub screw in and you move the inner aerial in and out, is that preset or do you have to retune it, Keith?
That's a very good question. I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be preset because when I got it, I forgot all about it and I just put it straight up in the air. Well, I didn't. I got an aerial company to put it up for me without even checking it. And my tuner, the internal tuner on the rig tunes it on the single sideband and the FM end. So it's probably got on some parts of the band 1.5, nearly 2 to 1, and then others it's a bit better. So I managed all right with it out of the box, but it's a good thing I would think before you put it up in the air to actually check it. And it's easy, just loosen the grub screw and move it in and out to make it more resonant on the part of the band you're interested in, whether it might be the FM or the single side. But I've used it on both. I've used the V2000 on SSP and Work Europe, so it does work. And FM it's absolutely fantastic. Now the HF antenna, which is a wire antenna, horizontal polarized, is not very good on FM. But when I go put it through the collinear vertically polarized, it's fantastic, and everybody can hear me on 6 meters. Back to you, Neil.
M0JYP, M6NAE between. Thank you very much for that, Keith. I think I'll hold out and get a V2000 to be quite fair, because the reputation of the diamond antenna is really, really good. This is Mike 6, November Alpha Echo 145, a live event. Are there any more check-ins, please, this afternoon? No, no more. Round to Gordon, M0 LAR in the group.
Yeah, the diamond antenna is definitely sturdy and it seems to be working. I'm going to make this my final see what's about. So if you'll excuse me, just come back in later on. Thank you very much. I hope you finalize it well.
M0 LAR, M6NAE between. Thank you for calling in, Gordon. Very, very much appreciated. Enjoy your weekend. I've got you in the log. And hopefully you might hear some others if you've got a handheld with you. If there is another event on that Winter Hill, these two gentlemen there, I think, are mobile and they're running it as well. But apart from me in Manchester, there's only myself. There's another station in North Wales, and he's on this frequency, I think. But I don't think he's going to get to me. So, do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon? Nothing good. Round to Nigel, G0 RXA in the group.
RXA return. This is kind of a bit on fussy because the mirror myself coming back all over the place, like, you know, never mind. Yes, all good stuff. Gordon, there's quite a few stations on the Hackgreen Web SDR if you're still listening. I tuned in the JB earlier on, and unfortunately he's got his antennas down for maintenance by the look of it, so he's not picking up a lot. The Hackgreen Web SDR, there's quite a few stations on. There's a very strong one on 145-400. So you might want to have a listen out down there, and there's a few round about that frequency anyway, so quite a bit knocking around. So all interesting stuff. Hopefully a few more stations will find us in due course, and it might be worth us worrying off and see if we can work some other stations as well at some point. I'm going to let you do a bit of DXing, should we say. Anyway, I'll put it back to you, and hope all are reading all okay. So see you in a bit from G0. Back to you, Neil.
G0RXA, Mike, 6th November Alpha Echo returning. Before you go, Nigel, can you just go onto YouTube and just reply to the last comment, please? Someone's inquiring, how do they obtain that amateur radio license? Well, come to the club and we'll make you most welcome. I'm sure someone's going to comment on there in a bit shortly for you. And with that, we'll go to Tony at M0SAB in the group. So we meet on the 13th of this month at Walview House in Stockport. If you'd like to come along, you're more than welcome to come along. You get your first 3 visits free. M0SAB, M6NAE returning. Yeah, all copied there, Tony. And with that, I'll go right round to Ron, M7RGL. You get your first 3 visits free at Stockport Radio Society. So if you would like to come down and have a chat, and you'd like to get into the hobby, do come down. We're a friendly bunch. We've got something for everybody there. And we'll make you most welcome and you can see what we've got to offer. Fantastic club. Lots of people willing to help you as well. And with that, I'll see if Bill's still with us, M0WBS.
And I've got a little mobile with there that's actually 4 or 6 features. And I think I sent you the reading deal that's sort of like 51, something like 550, it was 1.08. And as I was clicking around there, I come away from that thinking, yeah, okay, great, well, I can never hear anybody from your end of the world, like, for whatever reason, I don't know. But I went on to 20 meters, and I made a copy, 18 meters, and I made a copy with a guy in Spain. And amusingly, give it 5 seconds. Trevor is called. And when I come away, I thought, where I'm out to here. The actual reading, when I come to it, I was so amazed with it. I checked with the rig expert. I mean, so like 20 meters, 17, the 15, 24, and the 10. And to be quite honest, the readings were below, something like 3, around about something like 2, 2.1, 1.8. So, so you can explain that to me. I'll be, pleasantly, like the information. Back to you there, Neil.
M0WBS, M6NAE returning. Well, I was pondering should I go vertical or dipole, but I think a vertical is going to be more favourable for me in my location. I think I'm going to do well. And with that, I'll go to Keith, M0JYP in the group. If you are free this month, we are at, next month, we are at Manchester Airport. I think it's the 3rd weekend in the month. We'll be at the Aviation Viewing Park if you'd like to come there and see us there and see what we get up to when we get out.
Most people class it as VHF. That's the reason you get band rigs should have 6 meters on it because it is more akin to VHF than it is to HF, I think. And I think if it was on most dual band rigs, more people would buy tri-banders for the antenna. But my experience is, if I'm using SSB, if there's a lift on 6 meter, I find the wire aerial 51 is superb. But for VHF, it's not. So I go back to the collinear for VHF, and the collinear will actually do single sideband as well. Not quite as good as the aerial 51, but it still works. So really, VHF.
So thank you, Bitcoin. I think that's going to be your name on YouTube. You're more than welcome to come down. Thank you for the thumbs up. We meet up around about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning till about 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. It's up to you if you want to come. If you want to bring a few others down with you, you can do. More the merrier. Get free brew. M0JYP, M6NAE, all copied there, Keith. It's just a bit awkward doing a radio and doing YouTube chat as well, but never mind. It's the joys of the hobby. It's set to try us. We've got possibly a new member on YouTube who's looking to get into the hobby. Just inviting him down to the club on the next Saturday meeting coming up. This is Mike 6, November Alpha Echo 145, a live event. Do we have any more check-ins, please? M0 United November Golf. Good afternoon, Farid. I hope you're well. QSL a little bit scratchy with me, but I have got you about a 5 and 3, 53. Do we have any more check-ins, please, for the 145 Alive event? Nothing good. G0 RXA.
But yes, I do concur that I think it was Pete and Bernard that was involved in it, but not too difficult, I suspect, to resurrect. Yeah, another opportunity to put a 6-meter antenna or build it, shall we say, for the 6-meter nets when it's coming up. But there you go, back to you, Nick, RXA.
G0 RXA, Mike 6 November Alpha Echo returning. Yeah, I'll might have to drop Bernard a line and see if he's still got those diagrams. And with that, I'll go to Tony, M0SAB in the group.
Yeah, you remember, I think you had my 6-meter antenna in your downhill with the aluminium.
You can get online on radio quite cheaply. You don't need half of this equipment. You can buy yourself a cheap Bayo fan from China for about £20, and that will get you on the air. Or if you come to the club, you can use the club radios there, which we have a digital radio like this, a large HF radio, and most of the equipment you see here we have at the club as well for you to try. So, you know, we can get on the air quite relatively cheap, and you can get on for free as well, just needing the PC and a couple of bits of software. M0SAB, Mike 6 November Alpha Echo returning. Yeah, I've still got it here, mate. I just need to put a new piece of coax on it, as I think the weather's had it. So I might just do that and just put it up and try it. But it works. And at the end of the day, if you can get people talking on the radio, and more the merrier. I could hear the 6-meter net the other night. Keith was very faint with me, which was very unusual. But it was noisy on the M6NAE the other night. I could hear Stephen, I could hear Bob G4DG, and I heard Alan. But I think it was just the bands on Tuesday night. It was really, really noisy for me on 6. I'm just wondering, was it me or were the bands bad? And I'm sure they'll tell me later on. I'll go to Ron M7RJL in the group. No, Ron, Round 2. Bill, M0WBS, if you're still there. Nothing heard. Round to Keith, M0JYP.
M0JYP returning. Yeah, going back to 6 metre nets. On Tuesday, I don't think the band was in particularly good shape. It varies so much in 6 metre. I think that's what they call it, the magic band. One week it can be brilliant, and the next week everybody's scratching. But I was using lower power because I was in the chair and my V2000s on the chimney is quite close to TV aerials, so I didn't want to push it for an hour.
Big thank you to all the people who've gone on the live chat this afternoon. Very much appreciated. Do check out the club's website. If you're in the area, do pop down. You're going to be made most welcome.
Well, I do think it was a filthy night, wasn't it?
Whether you're into radio, soldering, kit building, CW, D-Star, C4FM, Stockport Radio Society's got something or everything for everybody. Whether you're starting out or you're an intermediate or you're an experienced kit builder, don't be afraid of coming down. We do not bite. And it's John M6NAE CPT Amateur Radio on the air. He's got some good videos. Go and check him out. You'll be made most welcome at Stockport Radio Society. Don't be nervous about coming down. We all have to start somewhere. I did. I'm a foundation license holder. This gentleman on the radio's now got a full call sign. But you all got to get your foot in the door and start somewhere. It's a cracking hobby. Afternoon, John. How's the 991 going?
Back to you, Neil.
All copied there, Keith. Just a quick one. How's your dad getting on with his antenna?
Oh, yes, my dad, yes. He actually asked me to pass on his apologies for not being on this afternoon, but he's gone out for lunch with his family, with his son and his daughter, and he apologises that he won't be able to get on. What he's done, he's using cobbled together inverted V at the end of his garden, which is getting him out a little bit on HF. So he's doing all right in the Euro, and he's actually done the stateside contact. So that's what his master at the house is still down because he needs to get the bracket out of the brickwork, but it's too bloody cold, he says, to get anybody to go up there. And so the aerial he uses for 2 meters and 6 meters is laying at a 45-degree angle, although it works. It doesn't work as well as it was when it was on the bracket. And on Wednesday, which is the day I do the 2 meter net, he's going to chair it for a change. And obviously I'll be on, so if people can't hear him, it'll be a good test. And I will bring them in and take over. So that's what we've got planned. But it's getting out a little bit, and it just needs a bit of good weather for him to get the repairs done. And I just want the wind to drop so I can put my HF antenna back up. Back to you, Neil.
M0JYP, M6NAE returning. Do we have any more check-ins, please, for the 145 Alive event?
2 Echo 0 Papa Golf X-ray.
2 Echo 0 Papa Golf X-ray. Good afternoon. Operator name on this side is Neil November Echo India Lima.
Good afternoon, Neil. The operator is Peter, Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo, and I'm just by Heaton Park.
Thank you for calling in, Peter, into the 145 Alive event. It's live on YouTube as well. If you'd like to go over there and see me, I'm not the best good-looking lad in the world, but, I'm knocking on a bit now. So, yeah, they've got quite a good following on 145 Alive. There's another event on at Winter Hill. It's a mobile station. But it's nice to get you into the log. I'm going to go down the log, up to the top of the shot again. I'm going to come down again. John M6NAE CPT's got a new radio. He bought a FT991A. I know his internal tuner didn't like 40 meters. Now, would you add a 4-to-1 at the bottom or a 1-to-1? Would that improve his tuning ratio with the 9918 only having the 3-to-1 ATU? Round to Nigel, G0RXA in the group.
RXA in the group. Good afternoon. Paris in his part today. You might be able to see him if he's knocking around there. M0UNG. So yeah, good to hear you on. I think I'll make it quick and let the next one give you a shout as well. But lovely 5 and 9 single from my point of view. Name is Nigel. QTH is Neil in Stockport. That's you, Neil.
G0RXA, M6NAE returning. And with that, I'll go to Tony, M0SAB in the group. M0SAB, M6NAE returning. Thank you for calling in, Tony. Best wishes to you and yourself and Nigel and your good lady. Thank you for calling in. Very much appreciate it. Enjoy your Saturday. Don't work too hard. Ron, M7RJL, are you back with us? No, Ron. M0WBS. The question is that John M7CPT has got a 991A. Now, it's only got a 3-to-1 internal ATU on it, so its tuning is as good as an LDG or an MFJ or a manual. Now, if it's struggling tuning on 40, would you introduce a 4-to-1 or a 1-to-1 balun on the bottom of the antenna? Right, I think he's running a wire, but you know you've got nothing to lose by trying them. I did say in the foundation many years ago at the end of the antenna, put a balun, and you know I've got 4-to-1, and it works quite well. And with that, I will go to Keith, M0JYP in the group.
0JYP returning. Yes, good afternoon to, I think it was Peter in Eaton Park. I'm sorry I forgot your call sign, but you're 5 and 9 to me in Reddish near Stockport. Absolutely blowing my windows out from Eaton Park. As for the 991A, I did used to have one of those radios. Good radio, no problem with them, but they've got a poor tuner. They're well known for it. They do have a poor tuner. Just as an example, one time when I first started on HF, I put up a long wire in the garden, and the 991A would not tune it on about 3 of the bands. When I changed, and I didn't do anything to the antenna, but changed the radio to the 7300, the 7300 tuned every band. So it's got a poor tuner, and I think I've heard other people mention that at the same time. Alan used to have a 991A, and his tuner gave up the ghost completely, and there was a horrible smell from every time he tried to tune with it. So they're well known for having a poor tuner, unfortunately. Whether the 1-to-1 or a 4-to-1 would help, I have no idea. Yeah, that's all I've got to say at the moment. Back to you, Neil. M6NAE, M0JYP.
M0JYP, M6NAE. So the thing is, he's got the radio now, hasn't he? And he can build onto that radio. Oh, what's he got? He's got a 1-to-1. He has a 1-to-1 there. So, yeah. He could try that, but that's the problem with the radios. You've only got a small ATU. It's not like the old Kenwood TS570 when it had a 10-to-1 ATU in it. And that's the same. We'll go on to Farid, M0UNG. Are you still with us? Thank you very much, Farid. And with that, I'll go to Peter, 2E0PGX.
2 Echo 0, Papa Golf X-ray, yeah. Yeah, I'm just by Eaton Park, not actually, I'm just near it. Yeah, you're all coming. Well, your net controller, you're coming giving me a 5 and a 9 plus. You're into the 16 plus TV, no problems at all here. And that other station that could hear me, I'll have to go some call down or give you some radio reports if you want. No problems at all.
Yeah, you crack on, Peter.
2E0 PGX. Does that, well, any of the stations want to work me and I can give you some signal reports as well?
M0 JYP ready.
M0, say again, sorry, I missed the last bit, that's typical me.
So getting signal reports, this is one way to check your antennas and if you're getting out and how far and how good you're getting out. So case over in Redditch, North Manchester, and this gentleman here, Peter, he's at Eaton Park on the other side of Manchester. So 5 and 9 means he's a very good signal with him.
G0RX, I think I heard.
You did indeed. Thanks, Peter. You're 5 and 9 here. Next Nigel QTH is Cheadle. Back to you, G0RX.
Yeah, you're giving us a nice 5 and 7 into Eaton Park. No problems at all there.
Fine, fine. I suspect if I stood on the roof, I'd probably have to wave me at you, but there you go. Have a good day there from G0RX.
Yeah, G0RXA, yeah, you're fluttering up there with 9 plus occasionally, so I'm guessing you're a little bit mobile or you're on HD. Get back to you then.
I'm just under the flight path at the airport. There's an aeroplane going over the top. That's probably explaining it, G0RX.
Yeah, you might have a little bit of a signal bounce there. If you can get over the nice big jumbo, you're starting to get like 20 plus there, peaking. No problems at all. From 2E0 PGX to G0RXA. So no problems at all. Any other stations?
Mike 0 Whiskey Brown on Sierra.
Mike 0 Whiskey Bravo Sierra. Go ahead.
So how are you liking the 991A, John? Does it live up to your expectations? It looked pristine in the pictures. I hope you're happy. It's a lovely looking radio. I did have a 991 for a short one.
Mike 0 Oscar Delta Bravo.
Mike 0 Oscar Golf Bravo, go ahead.
Yeah, Mike 0 Oscar Delta Bravo returning. I'm with Peter here, 2 Echo 0 Papa Golf X-ray station, which is both together here near Eaton Park. Just a quick one on the chap that's got the 991A. It really depends. I mean, the one-to-one choke's not going to do anything for him there, but it depends if he's got either an end-fed half wave or if he's got a random wire as to whether he's going to need 9 to 1 or 49 to 1 there. All that does help, but he will need to know the impedance coming into him. But anyway, I'll pass it back over to you. M0DB.
M0DB, thank you very much for that information. He is watching via Facebook. He's on FT8 at the moment. I haven't got a clue what he's got. I just knew he was having trouble tuning on 40. He's gone from a Zayu G90 up to a 991A. So later on, I think he's going to have to invest in just buying a bullet and buy another ATU. That would be the best scenario. Buy an LDG rattle box. They work, and that's what it's all about. This is Mike 6 November Alpha Echo 145 a live event. Have any more check-ins, please? Say again, please. 2E0 SAE, good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon. My name's John. Just up at High Cross in Oldham, about 200 metres ASL. So I thought I'd pop in and say hello. I can't hold it with you though, because it'll be busy with it. But yeah, I'll just keep it going. Just running 10 watts at the time.
Well, you're certainly making it to me into Manchester city centre, no problem there, John.
Yeah, well, I hope everybody else can hear us here. That's coming from Derby, which was good. The station coming from Bradford earlier on, which was good. And yeah, it's nice to have quite a bit of activity on the Southampton. So well done to everybody joining in, isn't it?
Well, that's it. It's trying to get people back on the air and getting people talking. Otherwise, if we don't, we're going to lose these bands forever. And we'll be certainly lost without them. There is some other activations on Winter Hill if you want to flick around with the 2 metre band. The police is at 2 mobiles up there giving a call out. I think they're lower down. I think they're on 145, 400-ish.
I'll leave it with you, mate.
7-3, thank you for calling into the 145 Alive. And with that, I will go to Nigel G0 RXA.
And all that kind of thing. So nice to get another station on. Hopefully we have a few more contacts. Round to you, Neil,
G0 RXA, M6NAE returning. And with that, I'll have to go to Keith, M0JYP in the group.
0 JYP returning. Yeah, that last station that called in from Oldham, 5 and 9 to me in Reddish near Stockport. Absolutely booming, no problem. I'm going to make this a final. I'm going to have a quick tune round, see if there's anybody else that can work, and then I've got to take the wife out shopping. So I'll bid you all 73s and say, don't forget tomorrow morning, 10:30, we are on 2 meters again on 145375 for the monthly 2 meters. Back to you, Neil, 73s to everybody, and have a good day. M0JYP going clear.
M0JYP, thank you for calling in, Keith. Your support is very much appreciated. I'll try and get on tomorrow. It's a good time for me, that 7:30 on Sunday. Enjoy your weekend. Best wishes to your good lady. I'll have a couple of pints from me later on, 7-3. With that, we'll go to Farad, M0UNG. He's gone. 2E0 Papa Golf X-Ray. M0 MPC. Yeah, my name's Neil, Mike 6 November Alpha Echo. We're doing a 145 Alive event. If you want a couple of radio reports, I'm sure Peter 2E0 PGX, if he's still online, he'll give you a radio report. This is right. Everyone comes on and then they go. Is there any more people out there can give a radio report?
Sadly, I'm not. This is G0 returning a copy of 70 MPC on frequency, but there's no copy here in G. I believe it's in Stoke-on-Trent, all that kind of area. Back to you, Neil, G0 returning. Yeah, okay, I'll separate.
Everyone done a classic double there. Right, I'm going to unkey and let the person who was very strong there coming through, but you both doubled. Over to you.
30
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, the M0 station in Burnley there. You could 5 and 9 with me. I can copy over. Yeah, single set reason. I'm from Stoke actually. Yeah, I was with Mike. Yeah, thanks for the contact there. And so did you say you're actually in Stoke? Is that what you said over? Yeah, I originally just cheers, mate.
Thank you very much for the radio reports there. This is Mike 6 November Alpha Echo on the 145 Alive event. Do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon? Yes, go ahead, Gordon.
Just a very, very quick one. Just so we couldn't get hold of anybody else. Frequencies. very impressive Chevy ago. The sound coming from the columns, really quite distinct, and you're coming across fabulous. Sorry about that.
M0 LAR, M6NAE returning. Well, I'm using a AKG professional microphone into a Behringer USB mixing center into the PC, and the microphone's directly above my near my head. Yes, for people on YouTube, don't call in if you've got a handheld and you're not licensed. You will be breaking the law, and I'm not permitted to speak to you. So you'll get your ticket sooner or later, you guys who are watching on YouTube. You just got to bear with it. You know, once you get your ticket, the world's your oyster. With that, I will go to Peter 2E0PGX if you're still available.
2 Echo Zero Papa Golf X-ray. I'm definitely still here just about.
Yeah, the people are dropping off like flies now. I had a good crew before, now everyone's disappearing.
Yeah, I'm hearing some weak stations as well, so I kind of sort of stepped back a bit, and then I had a double key and I got my head went a bit. Whoa, there's a few stations calling in. Do you want me to work a few of the other stations?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I can do a bit on the live chat.
Yeah, no problems at all. This is 2 Echo Zero Papa Golf X-ray near Eaton Park. Does any other stations want to call in? Echo Zero, Papa Golf X-ray near Heaton Park. Nothing heard that time. Does any other stations want to call in? This is 2 Echo Zero, Papa Golf X-ray. I'm hearing another weak station, but it might be one of the other eventers on the same frequency to come in and give me an S1 and having a conversation. So I suspect I might be picking up one of the ones that's on 525 as well. Yeah,
there's another station in North Wales.
I would have thought we're getting them stronger, depending on obviously where they are, but I'm getting on an S1 somewhere.
Never mind. M0 MPC. Mikey, still with us? This is Mike 6, November Alpha Echo 145 Alarm Event. Do we have any more check-ins, please? Nothing heard. Round to Nigel G0 RXA.
Quite a few stations from further afield. Looking at the WebSDR, certainly the high green one, there's quite a few stations below 500 operating, but not tuned in because, to be perfectly honest, listening to about half a dozen at the same time can be a little bit difficult, can it not? But it certainly sounds an interesting event so far. Let's hope that we can encourage a few more of those up high at the band to come and join us. So there you go. All right, you do. All right,
M0 RXA, M6NAE. I'm just going to whip to 145 500, give a call out, and then come back to 525. This is Mike 6, November Alpha Echo for the 145 Alive event. Listening for any calls on 145 525. The 145 Alive event. Listening for any contacts on 145 525. This is Mike 6, November Alpha Echo with a 145 Alive event. Do we have any check-ins, please, this afternoon? Somebody, but I can't make him out. This is Mike 6, November Alpha Echo. Do we have any more check-ins, please, for the 145 Alive event?
There's an M7MRD call you there.
I am not getting him. If someone else can pick up, that'd be gratefully appreciated.
Mike 7, Mike Romeo Delta, M7MRD. This is Golf 0, Romeo 8 Alpha. You copy? Yeah, Mike 7, Mike Romeo Delta, G0 RXA here in Cheadle. You're roughly about 5 and 1, 5 and 2. Back to you, G0 RXA. No copy, Neil. Back to you.
Thank you kindly for that. Do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon for the 145 Alive event? Nothing good. I'll go to Gordon, M0 LAR. M0 WBS. They're all dropping like flies now. We'll be left on my own here. Farid, M0 UNG. Going to be back to 2 Echo 0 Papa Golf X-Ray.
2 Echo 0 Papa Golf X-Ray.
You take it, Peter. It looks like there's only going to be 3 of us left on.
Yeah, and I'm in company with Mike Zero, Oscar Delta Bravo. I'm in company with. It's his kit we're using at the moment. So I was going to set up my ID, but I've decided, it's going to take a little bit of experiment. So he's kindly let me operate from here, which is I'm getting the free coffee, so I can't complain. So yeah, any other stations? This is 2 Echo 0 Papa Golf X-Ray in company.
I think it's gone quiet there, Peter. I don't know if you want to whip down the bands and work some other stations, get them in your logbook. But it's nice you get to call in and try and assist me anyway.
Yeah, like I say, no problems at all. Quite happy to do it. I'm on the 145 group. I've been on it for a long time now. I'm mobile quite often for work. I've got the dual band in the car, so it's one of those things that when it first came out, I thought, well, 145 is actually more alive than people think. And I do get quite a lot of surprise comebacks when I'm calling CQ, when I'm mobile all over the country. The nice thing is I've got some of the repeaters programmed in, and I'm starting to get familiar with some of the repeaters all over the country as well. So there's definitely life out there. I do get, like I say, some unexpected callbacks saying, oh my, we never hear anyone down here. Literally, hopefully this event will encourage people to know that there are people around and we can reach them and do my simplex as well. But obviously I'll also definitely promote the repeaters as well. There's a good few repeaters out there. There's some really good locals and some people work all different. Obviously some are interlinked as well. So no problems at all. To Mike 6 November Alpha Echo from 2 Echo 0 Papa Golf X-Ray in company.
The thing is, Peter, I remember, was it last year or the year before when he said we were thinking about losing 2 meters? Every man and his dog was on 2 meters, and then he just drifted off. And where did he go? It's like the new M7s. You don't hear many now on 2 meters. You can put a call out on 2 meters during the day, and it's very rare somebody comes back to you. Where have all these radio amateurs gone? Because they haven't sold the kit, or are they just playing on digital somewhere? I don't know, Peter.
I must admit, I've got the icon in the car and use D-Star, but even with D-Star, I've found like the setting seems to be a couple of reflectors that seem to be the hot spot, and then after that, the others seem to be very quiet. But I mean, I don't know if any D-Star users out there, but I've actually also had to go with D-Star using that simplex, and it was brilliant. And I'm going to forget the name of the place. It was Ponderosa. There was someone operating up there. It could have been the 145 event, or it could have been someone doing, I'm not sure, I'm trying to remember, sorry, waffling. But he had an icon, and he was coming through to me on about a signal 4, about a radio 4, fleet 4, it was a bit scratchy. And we were talking about simplex with D-Star, and we switched over to it, and it was brilliant working simplex on the D-Star. The audio quality was actually really good. It wasn't robotic, but that was simplex. Obviously, I know a lot of people use the digital mode via hotspots and stuff, but it was really pleasant to have a go at using it simplex. So, yeah, I think your issue might be DMR as well. I've not got into DMR myself. It's something at the moment I might head towards, but I do enjoy working normal simplex and working the repeaters via the proper RF way, I say, but I know other people are limited as well. I think that might be the other issue as well. People have issues with antennas, but hopefully events like this will encourage people to know that they are out there and we can, just put a CQ call out and don't be shy. We're all here to have a chat and enjoy the radio and the hobby. So from 2E0 PGX in company to M6 November Alpha Echo.
2E0 Papa Golf X-Ray, Mike 6 November Alpha Echo. Can't agree with you more. Cracking hobby. Played a bit of D-Star myself. I like to run the Acer FTM 200 in PDM mode for Wires X. It works well. It's each to their own in the hobby. The hobby is grass. You can do whatever you want with the hobby. Just make sure it's legal. You know, the world's your oyster. This is Mike 6 November Alpha Echo for the 145 Alive event. Do we have any more check-ins, please? Nothing good. And Gordon M0LAR. I'm not copying that station. There is somebody there, Peter. Can you possibly liaise for me, please? Can anyone copy the station that's just tried to call in?
Yeah, I'm copying just.
I'm not receiving him. Can you try again?
OTT, I think it was. Was that G7 OTT? I've got a feeling you might be responding to somebody else, G0
It could be. It could be. We could be getting, I don't know, a bit sporadic. Gordon M0 LAI, you still with us? Nothing good. I'll pass it back to you, Nigel. G0RXA.
Yeah, just give me a minute. The chat's still transmitting underneath, so I'll just check and make sure it's not trying to contact us.
So if you're getting into radio, what do you think your first radio is going to be? Handheld, or are you going to buy a home base? Put your comments in. I'll let you know if they're any good. G0RXA. Yeah, I'll just whip back to 500, put a call out, and I'll be back shortly. This is Mike 6 November Alpha Echo for the 145 Alive event. Listening for any calls on 145.525. The 145 Alive event. Listening for any contacts on 145.525.
Yeah, we're getting North Wales, no problems at all here. I'm in company with M6NAE, and his setup is called really good. And we're getting the Leicester. I got the Leicester station coming through, and he's giving us 5 and 7, almost going towards the 9. I'm getting someone in North Wales with the S1, and that might be the net controller down there. We're hearing it sort of sporadically, and I think we're having neighbouring districts on the same frequency is definitely causing an issue. I'm getting multiple stations quite often now, from 2E0PGX to G6MH0. Yeah, no worries at all. We're just by Heaton Park, not literally a stone's throw. You can actually see it. We've got a quite good ASL as well. Got a good takeoff point from the QTH here, so we're doing all right. Yeah, it's an odd one, but I mean, it's a nice issue to have, but obviously not a great issue to have when you're trying to work the stations and you're not sure if they're coming back to you or the other one. But hopefully we can work between both nets at some point. Now that would be really fun. So we'll see what happens. So this is 2 Echo 0, Papa Golf X-ray. Do any other stations want to call in? Yeah, no problems at all. Yeah, we did hear a station. I think it was Moldana. We got it. Ron actually worked it before. Actually, you logged it on there. Yeah, but he was doing it before 1 o'clock. I thought it was a bit of a stroke of genius, to be fair. That he was doing Soto before a good activation on the 145 Alive. Yeah, we got a Mike W. Oscar, Mike Whiskey Oscar, Mike Zulu, Mike Portable, and he was doing Soto, but it was a good few hours ago, so I thought the Soto guys were doing a bit of stroke of genius, obviously making some activations before the 145 went alive, but yeah, they might struggle now if they're going to try and get them. But you never know, it could be a win and a lose in the same stroke, but back to you there, from 2E0PGX to G6, Mike Hotel
This is Mike 6, the Member Alpha Echo 145, a live event. Do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon? M0 Romeo Papa Kilo, very good afternoon. Operator name on this side is Neil. Location is Manchester City Centre, QSL.
My name is Richard. Currently jogging along Tinder Edge. So probably see what I definitely have in Manchester here. And you're a 5.9 here on Tuesday. I am one of those guys, but I'm not going to see. It's nice point, and I'm told from the stroke. See how that goes.
All copied there, Richard. If you'd like to go later on onto the Stockport Radio Society YouTube channel and go back to 1 hour 11 minutes, you can hear yourself calling as well. But thank you for calling into the 145 live event. We've got you in the log. 7-3, Richard. Do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon? Nothing heard. Back to Nigel. G0RXA.
G0RXA return. It's the M0RK is still with us. Richard, you're 5'9" in Shield. Name of this Nigel. But yeah, it sounds like there's quite a bit of activity going around. And P6MHO, he was about 5'5", 5'6" with me. But again, in Shield. So there you go. Back to you, Neil.
G0RXA, Mike 6, November Alpha Echo returning. Do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon for the 145 live event? Nothing heard. We'll go again and see who's available. I think it's going to be back to Peter and Company, 20. I've missed his call sign. And M0 ODB.
No problems at all. It's 2 Echo 0 Papa Golf X-ray. Yeah, it's the news, Peter, which is where the P comes from and the X-ray. I actually did pick it. I'm an X-ray engineer, so it does help sometimes people remember. But I'm useless with call signs. I tell. Luckily, I've got Roddy and actually helping me, who's at M0 DB, writing them down. Otherwise, I'd be getting them all wrong. You're coming through, and what was this thing, by the way? I think you're coming through 5 and 9, but I'll just have to double check if you want to go again. 2-0 PGX.
Yeah, an apology to put my pen down and put a line through it. I meant to put a line through someone else's name. But yeah, I'm running the FTM 200, just running 10 watts into a Diamond X50 using the new coax, the Polonium Messi coax.
Yeah, you're coming through a 5 and you're doing 50 over, no problems at all. We're running we're running the 50 watts through an X7000 through a 9918. And we're actually not that much elevated there, but I'll put the antenna back up, and thank God we haven't, because I think we'd be working a lot more. It's just 6 foot in the air at the moment off the floor. I'm guessing it's been lowered due to the recent slightly wind we've had. But yeah, you're coming through, no problems at all, very clear. Back to you there from 2-0 PGX.
All copied there, Peter. You're end stopping, completely end stopping. Q5 audio, can't fault that at all. That is a cracking setup. We were, don't touch anything because it's working great. This is Mike 6, November Alpha Echo with a 145 live event. Do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon? Nothing heard. We're going to be wrapped round to Nigel, G0RXA.
RXA, yeah, return. All interesting stuff. Just listening to the web SDR there, and Peter's a crashing signal through the web SDR. Neil, you're not quite so strong, but I suspect that Peter might have height over you. So there you go. But there's a lot of stations on there at the moment. Virtually every frequency I can see has got a station on it, which is quite good. Let's hope they work their way down to our level, shall we say, G0RXA?
That's the thing. I mean, my location, I'm just on the edge of the city centre, and there's a load of train lines near me. I'm not going to say exactly where I live, I'm not like that. But yeah, it's a load of train lines, so I'm a bit affected in one way. But I get out, and I get out pretty well, and I do well on HF, and that's what it's all about. I can work America okay, but I can pick them out in Malaysia for fun. On 10 watts, I can do Hong Kong and all the rest of them. Japan, that's no problem. I can get a pipeline into Saudi Arabia, it's not a problem. But America struggle with, but it's like location for location, and it got to take the rough with the smooth with the hobby. Do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon? 145 live event. Nothing heard of. I'll have to put it back to 2E0 Papa Golf X-Ray in company with Mike 0 Oscar Delta Bravo.
Mike 0 Oscar Delta Bravo returning. My name's Gonzalo, by the way. That's Golf Oscar November Zulu Alpha Lima Oscar. With the comic Gonzalo for short, so that's a bit easier. Yeah, I'm going to just try. I've got the Kenwood here as well, the 2000. Do you mind if I just switch my 991 off and just put the Kenwood on? And I'm going to see, because I've got that on the Yardies, but I've got the back of the beam pointing up towards Derry. And I'm just wondering whether you'd mind if I just saw what it was like coming up to Derry to you. Back to you.
I have no problem at all. It's all about the hobby, and it's all about helping each other out. You crack on with it, and you tell me when you're ready to call back in.
No problem. 2 seconds. I'll switch over now.
No problem. So, yeah, the people on YouTube, there's quite a bit of a following on YouTube. Go and get your tickets. Quite easy. Read the book, take your test online. You can come on here with us. If not, come and visit the club or any radio club. M6NAE, and you've been made most welcome. Do we have any more check-ins, please, for the 145 live event?
Mike 0 Oscar Delta Bravo back on the Yardies. Back to you.
Yeah, you're just the same, man. You're just then stopping again.
Alright, so what's the audio like on this one compared to the 991A, by the way?
For me, it's not as punchy.
Yeah, I'm feeling I need to mess about with it. Right, no problems. Right, I'll switch it back over and pop it over back to the F0DD with M6NAE and 2 Echo 0 Papa Golf X-Ray and the rest.
Don't get me wrong, it's perfectly fine, Gonzalo. It's readable Q5, but it's not got that high pitch like the AC's got on the end of the audio. Like you've got a little bit more treble. That one's a little bit more basic. But there's nothing wrong with it. I could pick you out the crowd and know it's you.
Right, I've just found the processor button on it and pressed it. How's that sounding now, or is it overmodulated slightly? Back to you.
No, that's Q5 for me. That's perfect. I'll just pick the glass back up out of my windows. But yeah, you're working fantastic.
Well, I think we're that close to each other. We could probably talk from the upstairs windows to each other, to be honest with you.
Yeah, my mate lives up in Heaton Park, M0MTV.
Oh, I'm not sure who that is. MTV. I'm just trying to think who that is. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that one.
Yeah, his name's Paul. Paul Bailey, Mike 0MTV. He's a good guy. He's a mobile. I don't think he can play HF from where he lives. He was somewhere near Heaton Park. We got a lot of interference in his street, so he has to put an 857 in his car.
Well, there's a brake station in there. I don't know if you can hear them.
Negative, you can hear him. You can work him for me, please.
Mike 0 Oscar Delta Bravo to the brake station if you want to try again. No problems at all, Mike 7 Charlie Golf Delta 4. Yeah, you're coming through here, 5 and 3 at the moment, but you're actually on the side of it, just on the Yarkie, so you're going to be on the side of a beam there. But that's great that I'm coming through well. I'll get Mike 6 November Alpha Echo to give you a shout and see if it can pick you up. So I don't know if you want to try that. The call sign's M7CGD.
I am not copying him at all there.
Right, he's not copying you at all. I'm guessing you're not picking him up at all. But it's good to hear you coming on. I'm guessing that you've probably also picked up the people that are over in Wales as well, the operators there, because they're on the same frequency. Have you managed to pick them up as well, Paul? Right, so you're getting a 5-9 off the other person that talks as well. So you can hear them okay? Have I got that right? Right, Mike, can you miles north of the town centre of Manchester. So between Manchester and Bury, if that helps at all. Back to you. Thank you very much, Paul. All the way back to you. So M0DB going clear with Mike 7 Charlie Golf Delta. And I'll pass it back to Mike 6 November Alpha Echo. By the way, Paul said he could hear you 5 and 9, even though you couldn't hear him. Back to you.
M0 Oscar Delta Bravo, Mike 6 November Alpha Echo returning. Thank you for doing the liaison for me. Sadly, I can't hear you, Paul, but you can hear me. Could be speakers. I'm right, not far away from a great big building on the edge of the city centre in Manchester, so it could be shielding me off one way, but it is what it is. I can only work what I can work on the 145 live event. Do we have any more check-ins, please? Nothing heard. I feel this is going to drag now the last 40 minutes. I really do. It's going to be them. That's a Nigel G0RXA in the group.
G0RXA returning. Got a feeling I agree with you. I think there are people probably better placed than possibly yourself to work a few more stations, should we say. And maybe it'd be an idea that, if there is co-channel interference, is perhaps you drift off and work a few more stations elsewhere, so that perhaps you get a few more stations to log and they get you in the log. How do you feel about that one?
Well, I've been allocated this frequency by the 145 live event, so I have to stay on this frequency.
Break for G5.
You go ahead, the break.
Yeah, it's M0DB. There's another station trying to come through. Golf 4 Kilo Tango, and I couldn't get the rest. I don't know if you can hear them.
The Golf 4 station would like to try again.
Golf 4 Kilo Tango Sierra. Could you get that, Neil?
Negative copy for me. If you can liaise for me, Gonzalo.
Okay, Golf 4 Kilo Tango Sierra. This is Mike 0 Oscar Delta Bravo. I'm not holding this frequency. It's held by Mike 6 November Alpha Echo, but they can't hear you. I'll give you a signal report on the next over. I'm currently in 5 miles north of the city centre of Manchester, between Manchester and Bury. Whereabouts are you? Back to you. Yeah, Mike 0 Oscar Delta Bravo, return to Golf 4 Kilo Tango Sierra. You're in Notchdale. Yeah, the other station's not picking you up. I'm not sure why. I know he said he's got a big building in the way there at the moment, so that's not helping much. But on his behalf, I'll say thank you for coming on to the 145 Alive. I'm just here at the moment co-sharing the radio with 2 Echo 0 Papa Golf X-Ray as well. M0 Oscar Delta Bravo, back to Golf 4 Kilo Tango Sierra. Yeah, thank you very much, G4KTS. By the way, signal report is 5 and 7, 5 and 7. M0DB, handing it back over to Mike 6 November Alpha Echo.
Thank you very much for that, gentlemen. You're great. You really have been. I feel in a bit I might just hand it over to you two guys, because you can obviously hear people I can't. Do we have any more check-ins, please, this afternoon? 145 live event. Nothing heard. I'll go back to Nigel G0RXA.
G0RXA here. Yeah, okay. Again, I was listening on the web SDR to see if I can hear anybody, but I couldn't hear the G4 station, unfortunately. M0DB is cracking the signal through that web SDR. That's the green one. So he's doing a fine job in relaying messages, should we say. So thank you very much indeed for that one. There is, I think, a station on the channel 12.5 kc further down, which may be causing issues, but nothing too drastic. I would have thought. I suspect if everybody wants to work, you'd probably hear. I thought, but but leader, the stations around, certainly in the Midlands. Bear in mind, Hat Green is a little bit further south than us, so there's quite a few stations down there. Not too much above us as far as 550 and 575, but so they're all crammed around the calling channel. Back to you, RXA.
Yeah, no problem at all. I mean, if Peter 20 Papa Golf X-Ray and Mike 0 Oscar Delta Bravo Gonzalo wants to carry on, I'm happy to let them carry on and finish it now, because obviously they're hearing stations I can't, and they've got to admit they're a cracking signal. So if you want to carry on, guys, and I'll concentrate with YouTube for the next half an hour, be my guest.
2 Echo Zero Papa Golf X-Ray, yeah, we're quite happy to give it a go. Rod's just about to show off his D-side set. We might as well put the Yagi up. So I've just switched back to the 991A where he does the Yagi, so everything's lowered down at the moment. But Rod does have a brilliant setup. He's got quite a few toys, so I'm just getting used to playing with some of them. And I'm not used to seeing a waterfall. Obviously, this 991A has a waterfall, and I can definitely tell you, I think we've got a 1 meg spread on the 2 meter, and I can see lots of stations all the way through the bandwidth on the waterfall there. So it's definitely an active one, which is great. Hopefully, people will start using the radios a lot more and have a bit more fun. And yeah, like I say, it's definitely alive. We can definitely operate well, and I'm quite happy to do a little bit of net control. Not very good at call signs, but with me and Rob, we should be able to work a few more if you're quite happy to do so, and do the YouTube as well, so we really get some promotion going from 2E0 PGX and company to M6 November Alpha Echo.
M6NAE return. Yeah, you two guys crack on. Leave me out because I'm going to monitor YouTube now. I'll get your call signs as you're bringing them in. If you just, I'll hear you calling. I'll write them down and I'll carry on with YouTube. Hopefully, we get a good merry on there. Thank you for your answer, gentlemen.
No worries at all. This is for the, I guess I'll see if any other stations you want to check in then from 2 Echo Zero.
So, this is the 145 Alive event. This is to get people talking on the bands. 2 meter bands are normally quite quiet, whether you're new to the hobby or you're returning, you're a little bit mic shy. We put a special event station on to try and work as many stations as we can. So if you're mic shy, you can call in, you can just tell us your location, I'll give you a signal report. And it's just one way of getting people talking again. If you don't use these bands, we will lose them. And as an amateur, we need to keep as many bands as we can. With the new licensing changes from Ofcom and various other bits from the RSGB, we need to look after what we've got, because when we lose them, we're going to lose them forever. And, you know, money talks in the real world, and somebody comes up and wants to buy a 2 meter band, we'll never get it back again. And I think we should cherish what we've got. So thank you to everyone who's called in on my behalf this afternoon. It's been a pleasure to get you in the log. I had 17 people call in today. I've now passed it over to 2 Echo Zero Papa Golf X-Ray in company with Mike 0 Oscar Delta Bravo Peter and Gonzalo, who are now at Heaton Park, and they've got a cracking setup, so I'm going to let them carry on and we'll concentrate on YouTube. So if you've got any questions on YouTube, put them in the comments below. I'll try and get back to you. I hope you're enjoying it.
I go 83 Oscar India. Oh, look that one up. You're coming through a nice 5 and 6, no problem at all on the clear from 2E0 PGX. We are IO83 at the end. That's India Oscar 83 Victor November. Yeah, no worries at all. You have a good one, and thanks for calling into the 145 live event. I hope you make many other contacts from 2E0 PGX in company, same 73. Any other stations want to call in? Mike 5 Alpha Golf India from 2E0 PGX. QSL all copied there. John, you've got Peter here. Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo in company with Mike Zeno Oscar Delta Bravo. You're coming through a nice 5 and 7 and no problem at all.
So for the people on YouTube, if you are free and you do live close to Stockport Radio Society, we would love to see you. You get your first 3 visits free. We do have something to offer every individual person at Stockport Radio Society, whether it's soldering, kit building, CW, C4FM, D-Star, DMR, HF, contesting, outdoor events. Stockport Radio Society has a lot of things underneath its roof to accommodate every single member. So if you are free, do come along. Please check out the website. It tells you when we're on. We also run a members Saturday breakfast club as well. You can go and get yourself a nice cup breakfast. It's on a first come, first served basis. You have to be members and put your name down. And it's got a good following. And we do a Saturday local repair shop. Shop should the same. We've got a net going as well. And there's a few things going on there. We have the occasional top sale. So yeah, if you are free, do come along. We'll make you most welcome.
Yeah, no problems at all here. You're coming in 60 over. The name here is Peter, Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo. I'm in company with M6NAE and it's 2 Echo 0 Papa Golf X-ray returning to 2 Edo Juliet Whiskey Alpha. Yeah, the call sign here is 2 Echo 0 Papa Golf X-ray in company. Back to you, 2 Echo 0 Juliet Whiskey Alpha. Yeah, you're 5 and 9 suits me there, my friend. 5 and 9.
So if any of you guys on YouTube have got the radio or a Bayo fan, if you tune into 145.525, you will hear the live on the radio. You'll hear the 2 operators there in Heaton Park. You'll hear Peter and Gonzalo over in Heaton Park, and they're operating mobile on a Yaesu M6NAE. So yeah, if you've got a handheld, you want to switch it on, have a listen, get yourself involved. But if you're not licensed, please do not call in. He will be breaking his licensing conditions to go back and talk to you. Please don't put him in that position. You're better off waiting until you get your ticket. You'll have your ticket soon enough. And then you can talk him legally and have a contact with him. You've got all this to come. So I want to say a big thank you to the people who put the 145 live event on and getting people talking on the bands. You can certainly see there's been some activity this afternoon. And I'd like to thank everyone on the live chat as well for this afternoon. And on behalf of the Stockport Radio Society, thank you for joining us all. I'm going to bid you 7-3. I'm going to end the live link now on YouTube. It's been a pleasure. If you are in the neck of the woods, do call in. And maybe we can do it again one day. You never know. It's nice. I'm going to say 7-3. Best wishes to all on YouTube. A big thank you to each one who's been down in the log today. Big thank you to Peter and Gonzalo for taking over at Heaton Park. It's been great. It's nice to get some people talking on the radio. So I'm going to bid you 7-3 from everyone at Stockport Radio Society. I hope you enjoy your weekend. And I'm going to say 7-3. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Have a nice weekend.